What's up guys, Reviewz here, the gaming rewind on the Dead Space series, developed by Visceral Games and published by Electronic Arts. Dead Space is a sci-fi franchise set in the 26th century that tells the story of Isaac Clarke, an engineer who unwittingly becomes involved in an age-old alien and human conspiracy about an artifact called the Marker that drives people insane and reanimates them into terrifying monsters known as necromorphs. The first game in the series, Dead Space, was released in 2008 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC. The game takes place on the USG Ishimura, a planet cracker orbiting the planet Aegis 7, which has undergone a monstrous transformation with very few survivors. Dead Space is played from an over-the-shoulder perspective, and all information is displayed via holograms from Isaac's rig suit, where the player can manage weapons and health. The player can also access menus that show objectives and maps, however these operate in real time, heightening the tension of the game that Isaac could be attacked at any time. Isaac's main weapon is a plasma cutter, with other weapons including rotary cutters and more conventional weaponry like assault rifles. Weapons can be upgraded at workbenches along with the suit to improve their attributes using power nodes that can be found throughout the course of the game. Combat focuses on strategic dismemberment of necromorphs. Simply shooting at them will have little effect, so the player must target limbs such as arms and legs in order to do damage, and eventually destroy them, although this can lead to the creation of new enemies at the same time. Alongside combat, there are also puzzle-solving elements in Dead Space, which usually take place in zero-G environments or vacuums for Isaac to navigate. However, the player only has a limited amount of time in vacuums before Isaac suffocates, so you must act quickly in these situations. Abilities such as kinesis and stasis can aid Isaac and are often required to solve puzzles. Dead Space Extraction was released in 2009 for the Wii and in 2011 for the PlayStation 3, and is a prequel to the original game. Dead Space Extraction is a first-person rail shooter and is set on the Aegis 7 colony, where a group of survivors fight against a necromorph outbreak after the marker has been removed. The Wii version makes use of the Wiimote and Wii Zapper, while the PlayStation 3 version was remastered in HD. Dead Space Ignition was released in 2010 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, available as a digital download for Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network respectively. Serving as a prequel to Dead Space 2, Ignition is a puzzle game with an interactive comic book style. The game features many logic puzzles to solve, each more difficult than the last. Completing the game will grant the player special bonus items to be used in Dead Space 2. The game ends exactly where Dead Space 2 begins. Dead Space 2 was released in 2011 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC. Set on the Titan Sprawl, Dead Space 2 takes place 3 years after the original game, with Isaac Clarke being awakened from stasis, with little memory of what has occurred in that time. Dead Space 2 uses many of the same gameplay conventions established in Dead Space, such as the over-the-shoulder perspective, the rig setup and stasis module. Isaac can now maneuver around zero-G environments and vacuums by using thrusters in his suit, although oxygen is still a premium, forcing the player to eventually move out of those areas. Dead Space 2 has a darker psychological theme, focusing on Isaac's exposure to the marker and taunted by hallucinations of his dead girlfriend, Nicole. Dead Space 2 also has a multiplayer mode known as Outbreak Mode, where two teams, chosen between humans and necromorphs, fight it out with 2 rounds per match. Humans have access to standard weaponry, where the necromorphs gain boosts their abilities over time. A DLC campaign called Severed continues the story of the characters from Dead Space Extraction. A version of Dead Space for iOS and Android devices was released in 2011 and is set between Dead Space and Dead Space 2. Like most mobile games, it is adapted for touchscreen control, and unlike other spin-offs like Extraction and Ignition, it is a third-person shooter like the main games. Dead Space 3 was released in 2013 for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC. Set 3 years after Dead Space 2, Isaac Clarke and Sergeant John Carver travel to the ice world of Tal Volantris, the supposed Marker homeworld, in an attempt to destroy the necromorph threat once and for all. Taking a more action-oriented approach, Dead Space 3 features cooperative gameplay and gives additional story background to John Carver, the EarthGov Sergeant. However, the game can be played alone with just Isaac Clarke, and Carver only appearing at certain points of the game, like other non-playable characters. Players can now roll and duck for cover, as well as a new upgrading system, where players can construct new weapons from spare parts found in the game, leading to many creative possibilities. The Dead Space franchise has expanded into other media, like the animated films Downfall and Aftermath, as well as comics and novels. Dead Space is an intriguing and well thought out horror franchise that has become a great success in recent years. The combination of body and psychological horror provides a fascinating mix of space opera and drama, led by a strong and yet vulnerable protagonist in Isaac Clarke. Well, that's the end of this gaming rewind. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates, and until next time, peace out guys.